What's up, guys? Welcome back to Matt the Coder, where we break down coding concepts in a simple and fun way. Today, we're diving into 3 fundamental building blocks of Python: variables, logic statements, and data types. If you're just starting with Python or need a quick refresher, this is the perfect video for you. This is episode 2. In episode 1, we did printing statements, and in this video, we are going to do variables, logic statements, and plenty more. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe before we start the video. Now, let's get to the coding. Okay, let's get started. As I said in the beginning, this is, of course, episode 2 of our Python beginner series. And in this video, we will be covering data types and variables. Alright, so first, we're going to talk about what variables are. So, variables. So just think of variables as containers that store information. So, for example, in Python, you don't need to declare a type of explicitly. Just assign a value and then Python figures it out. So basically, you give something a value and then Python does everything from there. So here's an example. So it says name equals Alice. This is a string variable, which I'll get in later. Age equals 25, an integer variable, which I'll get in later. Height 5.6, sys underscore student equals true. So here, name is a string, and then age is an integer, which means basically a number. Height is a float, and is student or sys student is a boolean. So Python is dynamically typed, which means you don't need to specify data types manually. So as you can see, name is a string, age is the integer. As I said, if you want to pause the video and study this or write this down, you can. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is data types. So now that we know variables, we're going to talk about data types. They define kind of the values of a variable can hold. So Python has several built-in data types, including strings, which are a sequence of characters that can be indexed. Strings are basically just lines of text, like if you were coding. And then we have integers, which are just whole numbers, or as it says in this picture, a whole positive or negative number. No fractions, that would be a boolean, I'm pretty sure. And then we have strings, or no, not strings, floats, which are decimal numbers. Then we have complex, which I'll get on later, but we don't need now, but it's represented by a real and imaginary number component. Then we have boolean, or bool, which can be the value of true or false. And then list, which is basically like if you went shopping and then you had like a list of grocery items you wanted to pick up. That's basically what a list is. Then a tuple is a mutable collection, which is basically a sequence of elements that can be indexed, and it is immutable, as I said. Then we have sets, which are collections of elements that are unordered and don't contain duplicates. And finally, we have dictionaries, which are a collection of elements, each comprised of a key-value pair. So, as you can see, in Python, we don't have to type in string, we can use abbreviations. So, str, int, float, complex, bool, list, tuple, set, dict, etc. So, an example of this is like this. Fruits equals apples. This would actually be a dictionary or a list. Listing like you need apples, bananas, and cherries. So this is a list. Fruits equals apples, banana, cherry. Then a person, or where it says person equals, is a dictionary, which will help structure data with key value pairs, which is super useful when handling real world data. Like data if you're trying to find someone, like if they're human or if you're doing a survey, something like that. So as you can see, person equals name, Alice, comma age, 25. This might seem all very advanced to you, but we will be able to get into the easier stuff later on. So now that we're done with this, I'm just going to say that lists help you store multiple values, write that down, and then dictionaries help those with the key values. So they help structure data with key values, and it's really useful in real world data. Now I'm gonna head on to Replit, which I showed to you in episode 1. So yeah, now let's make our code smarter with logic statements, and yeah, let's get to Replit. So now we are going to make our code smarter with logic statements. So I'm going to do a code that is going to check if you are older than 18, which means you are an adult, or if you are younger than 18, meaning you're a child. So copy this exactly how I'm doing it. This is going to be a variable. We are saying age, which is a variable, equals 12. So if your age is 12, which is my age, I would put that whatever your age is. Then we're going to enter. This is an if statement, which is basically going to explain if the age is something. So if age, so we're saying if the age is greater than, so if it's greater than or it's equal to 18, which is the adult age in America, I'm pretty sure, then you're going to print you are an adult. Congratulations, you are an adult, I am not. So, as you can see, if I put 18, it'll say you are an adult. But in most cases, that's probably not what is going to happen. We are going to enter backspace, else, colon, enter, and then tab, print you are a child. So let's say you're like 9, perhaps. You're like 9, not 19. 9. You're 9 years old. Run. You are a child. So this is basically saying, so Python is checking if the age is 18 or more, and if it is true, which is the boolean, it is going to print you are an adult. Otherwise, it'll print you are a child. And yeah. Next thing we're going to cover is a if statement, which we can use for multiple conditions. So let's get to that. Okay, so basically what a if is it's basically another if. It's like else if, basically, if you add else and if together. So if you're using an if statement, there are 3 main terms you would use to see, like if you're trying to see if you graded an A, you say if grade something something. So if is like the first part, then there is a if, which is any other thing you can do, then there is else. So if, if, else are all things we would use in basically making using variables. So in this example, we are trying to check our grade. So our grade, we just took a math test and we got 85%. Not a great grade, I know. I'm Asian, so I'm supposed to get 100%. But yeah, okay, sorry, I said that wrong. I always get 100%. Okay, so if grade greater than or equal to 90, just like this, print you got an A. Like this, print you, oh my gosh, my typing. You got an A, just like that. Remove that extra notation. You got an A and it should work. Then we are going to do elif grade. As you can see, Replit already knows because it has AI built into it. Grade is greater than or equal to 80, you got a B, which is not bad, but it's not great. So next thing is else, which is going to say if you got like a really bad score, like a really bad score. And thing to remember, else needs colons. Elif and if do not, as you can see. So else needs colon. So you would say print, keep trying. You'll probably get a better score later. So if we run the program like this, 85% is a B, and then if we move it to like a 98.5, it'll say you got an A. But we failed our math test, so we got a 30%, and you have to keep track. So, yeah, basically, Python is checking if your grade is 30, then if your grade is greater than 90, it's an A, so that'll result to that. But if your grade is an 80, so what if your grade was an 80 or less, greater than or equal to 80, you got a B, and then else keep trying. So yeah. Now the last thing we're going to do is we are going to combine these two things into one program. Okay, cut this out, bro. Cut this out. Don't you love me like I love you, baby? Don't you? Okay, so in this one, we are going to check if you get a student discount. If you're 16, you get a discount. If you're less than 18, okay, so if you're 16, then you're student, you get a discount. If your age is 18 and you're student, you get a student discount. But else, there's no discount. So, first thing we're going to do is we are going to use a variable age equals 16. Then we're going to do is underscore student choose, basically using the boolean of true and false, saying is he a student, is she a student, yes or no, and true. So then after that, we are going to do if age less than 18 and is student, which is basically the student. So the variable is student is basically the user. Is student, and then print you get a student discount, like that. Yeah, you get a student discount. But let's say you don't, so you're gonna do elif 65. If you're 65 or over, you get a senior discount. So just like that. So if we run it, we say we're 16, you get a student discount. Great. So let's say you fought in World War II and you're like 99 or something, or 99. You're 99 years old. You get a senior discount. So really quickly to summarize, Python checks the two conditions and the AND operator. If both are true, it grants the discount. If not, you get a senior discount. We could add on to this adding other discounts, or saying you're middle age, pay for your own stuff like that. But yeah. Basically, this is it. And that's a wrap. You just learned about variables, data types, and logic statements in Python. If you want more beginner-friendly tutorials, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you want to learn next. See you in the next video. Happy coding!